Believe it or not, but the map you are watching right now is actually impossible to finish. Oh wait, I opened the wrong one. This map you are watching right now is impossible to finish. It is map 19 from the fall 2021 campaign with all of the checkpoints removed. Each removed checkpoint leaves behind a hole in the road, and I'm pretty sure you can already see why that's a problem here. Already after the first turn there is a gap that can't really be crossed in any way. What's even worse, the entire start section is surrounded by snowy hills that isolate it from the rest of the driving area. Every sane person will simply agree that this is simply impossible to beat. There is barely any space to work with, and with the mix of ice and snow, you can't really build up any speed. Oh yeah, speed. This will be the key word. If someone decided to be a bit more dedicated and they started searching for even the slightest spark of hope, there is one thing that might seem a bit promising. Right in front of the start we have this little icy downhill block. However, if you decide to drive that section in reverse, the downhill block magically turns into a ramp block.
Magic everywhere in this bitch.
Alright, we are making some progress, we have an idea, but we are still lacking speed to get even remotely close to making anything useful out of it. Here is where the game developers come to action. In one of the game updates in late 2021, a very interesting bug was introduced. While driving on ice, you could hit any kind of obstacle with the tail of your car, and that would give you an enormous speed boost. To show you how huge the difference it makes is, we can have a look at one of the maps from the training campaign. The bugged ice slide gives so much speed that on the last straight line you could gain over 2 entire seconds over normal run. Going back to the main star of this video, it looks like this bug could be a perfect helping hand in our situation. People started to gain interest in trying the fall 19 with this new discovery, and soon enough a player Kinimod posted a proof of escaping the start area. This was exactly what was needed to motivate more people to start hunting, and this is where the player Damel spotted the chance and began his attempts. Alright, don't get too excited yet, this is only the beginning. All we have so far is just leaving the start area, and that's not really that much. I did not show you anything from the later parts yet. What Damel decided to do on his run was staying on top of the hills and slowly going around the start section to enter the track again behind the problematic gap. Okay, we have made some progress, but we are once again stuck inside of the track, and once again everything around us is blocked by the icy hills. The second missing checkpoint of the map is not a problem at all, as you can just drive next to the gap, but the third one decided to turn into another unpassable crater. Obviously Damel did not decide to drop back to the map only to get stuck again, and he instantly started following his plan. And the plan was pretty simple. If something worked one time, why not use it twice? There is a small section with inclined icy platforms and very conveniently placed barriers on the bottom. Just like the first time, you can use the back boost bug to jump onto the snowy hills, and similarly, if you just drive on top of the scenery, you will eventually drop on the other side of the hole that appeared after removing checkpoint number 3. Sounds great on paper, but in practice this setup was much more random, and even with good enough speed, the snowy steps on the hill would prevent the car from getting all the way to the top. The attempt count was rising, but one unlucky decision just ruined the entire run as the car got stuck next to the platforms. Damel continued the attempts, but the back boost bug got patched shortly after, and what seemed like the only tool to finish the map was taken away from the game. So I was right, the map is indeed impossible. Everyone can just stop trying and move to playing something else. Except there was someone else who wanted to give this map a shot. Fast forward to 2023, ice driving has been adjusted a bit several times with a few more game updates, but it was surely still not as broken as it was with the weird tail boost bug. There was however another thing that existed around, and I'm not quite sure how long it has actually been in the game, maybe even right from the release. The trick was showcased pretty well in one of the maps during Khaki Reloaded 4 competition. For the trick to work, you must have one of your wheels hanging from the edge of the ice platform, and then once that wheel is freed, the car will get a significant speed boost. Returning to our impossible map, Fall 19, it seems like the edge of the hole created by the missing checkpoint gives us the perfect opportunity to use that trick. This time, the player AR arrived on the map, ready to do some magic. AR ran some tests and it turned out that the wheel hang trick can give very promising results. The first successful try was done with some respawn abuse on the test map, but a proof of it being possible was all that was needed. Unexpectedly, at this point, the game developers once again decided to make things slightly easier. By the end of 2023, another major game change was introduced. For whatever reason, developers decided to change the properties of the walls that are created when placing platforms and roads. Back in the days, they would have properties of regular roadblocks, but now they gained an insane grip. This change broke a lot of maps, but also made some of them easier or opened up possibilities for some interesting shortcuts. This change also applied to the walls next to the start block, so if the car got a tiny bit of grip when making contact, it would get easier to get enough height. This is just a small detail, as AR managed to do the start trick without the new wall properties as well, but at the time of driving this map, it was working in his favor. Anyway, AR moved to the real map to make an attempt of finally defeating the challenge. As AR said, the setup on this attempt was a complete failure, and it seems like the escape only worked because of the grip from the wall. But that's not important. What counts is that the car reached the top of the snowy platforms, and the most important thing now was to make sure to not fall down.
Hey, old man, give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
You don't have to worry, everything is under control because AR did not plan to stay anywhere near the track for a while. I'm not sure if it would still even be possible to somehow get to the finish while staying on the map. What's the idea then, you might ask? Do you see this huge roof surrounding the building area? It is common knowledge among the hardcore map hunters that you can climb onto the top and then build up some speed on the white surfaces to finally jump down and reach some sort of seemingly unreachable place. To climb to the top of the roof, you first have to gather a significant amount of speed while driving around on the grass, and then use a piece of scenery as a ramp to bounce up onto the lower layer of the building. Once you are there, you again start gathering speed, driving on the outer side of the stadium, and with the correct approach and timing, you turn to the inside, bounce on the white panel, and fly to the top of the stadium. Getting here was probably the easiest part of this run. I said that with the jump from the roof you can reach seemingly unreachable spots, and in the case of this map, it really looked like the map area can't be reached. You really have to squeeze every single unit of speed and then jump down with the perfect angle from the correct spot, only to find out that luck is not on your side and you are not even close to making it. But if you manage to land back on your wheels anywhere on the grass, you can just do another attempt. Repeat the entire climb and try to jump down. If you fail, you start another attempt and try to jump down. Repeat the entire climb and try to jump down. Repeat the entire climb and try to jump down. Repeat the entire climb and try to jump down. Okay, I guess you understand my point. The jump is not easy. To be honest, I doubt you will find any other player that would be willing to attempt this in combination with this weird start. But AR knew that it can be done with just enough patience and time. The timer was close to the 17 minutes mark on this particular run, while the stars finally aligned properly. After successfully landing back into the map, there was nothing else to do but to go straight to the finish. I lied in the intro when I said, believe it or not, this map is impossible to finish. This is a lesson we can all learn. Don't listen when someone says something is impossible. As long as you believe it's worth trying, then you should do that, and maybe you will achieve something completely unexpected. In fact, I only said that to build up the suspense, but that moral is also pretty fitting, not gonna lie. With this map done, we have one less thing to worry about, but there are still some challenges that are currently considered impossible, and only time will tell if that changes in the future. Thanks everyone for watching, and a special thanks to my channel members. Goodbye, have a nice day.